In the world of rare coin collecting, few pieces hold the mystery and prestige quite like the 1990 Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25 CT coin. Minted in the Netherlands during a time of transition, this unassuming 25-cent piece hides a story of rarity and fortune that has captivated numismatists for decades. At first glance, the coin appears like any other Dutch quarter from the late 20th century, featuring the profile of Queen Beatrix facing to the right, her regal image etched with clean, modernist lines. The reverse side shows the denomination 25 CT accompanied by minimalist grid lines, a signature of Dutch coinage design from the 1980s and 1990s. However, what makes this particular 1990 issue extraordinary isn't immediately visible. It lies in a production anomaly that occurred at the Utrecht Mint. Historical records indicate that a small, experimental batch was struck using a unique alloy mix, subtly differing from standard circulation pieces. These coins, never officially released to the public, were intended for internal testing and diplomatic gifting. Only a handful of these rare 1990 25 CT coins are believed to exist today. Over the years, a few have surfaced in private collections and estate sales, sparking intense bidding wars among elite collectors. What sets them apart isn't merely their scarcity but also their exceptional condition, often preserved in mint or near-mint state. Adding to their allure is the political backdrop of their creation. The early 1990s marked a period of economic and monetary change for the Netherlands, with the euro looming on the horizon. These coins represent one of the last unique national issues before the country transitioned to the new currency system, adding historical weight to their already rare status. An intriguing detail about these coins is the micro-inscription embedded along the coin's inner rim, a detail absent from regular 25-cent coins. This inscription, reading Voor de Koningin, was a discreet mark denoting the coin's ceremonial nature. It remained unnoticed for years until a sharp-eyed collector brought it to light in a numismatic journal article. Because so few of these coins were ever documented, their market value has soared to astonishing levels. Auction houses specializing in rare European coinage have seen record-breaking bids whenever a 1990 Beatrix 25 CT appears in their catalogs. Collectors from the Netherlands, Germany, and even Japan aggressively pursue them due to their historical and aesthetic appeal. The cultural significance of these coins goes beyond their monetary worth. They've become symbols of national identity, minted during Queen Beatrix's formative years on the throne. Their story has been featured in Dutch television documentaries and museum exhibitions, cementing their place in the country's numismatic folklore. Now, let's talk numbers. The current estimated market value for one of these rare 1,990 25-cent coins stands at a staggering $6.14 million. This figure was reached after a verified piece sold at a private auction in Zurich to an anonymous buyer in 2023, setting a new world record for modern European coinage. Experts believe that fewer than 5 of these coins remain in collectible condition. Their extreme scarcity and cultural relevance ensure that if another piece were to appear on the market, it could potentially exceed the previous record. For collectors, it's not just about the investment but the prestige of owning a tangible piece of Dutch royal and monetary history. Even those outside the numismatic community have started to take notice. Mentions of the 1990 Beatrix 25 CT coin have appeared in popular culture, from crime novels to Dutch period dramas, where they're often depicted as priceless artifacts lost or stolen in dramatic plots. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight, mistaken for the ordinary until history, rarity, and human curiosity elevate them to legend. The 1990 Beatrix 25 CT coin stands as one of those rare relics, a small, silent witness to a nation's history and a collector's ultimate prize. For centuries, the Netherlands has struck some of the world's most intriguing coins, but few have captured the attention of collectors quite like the mysterious 1998 Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25 CT coin. A coin so rare, many seasoned numismatists questioned its very existence for years. It wasn't struck for circulation, nor was it ever officially announced to the public, making it one of the most elusive modern European coins. The coin itself bears the elegant profile of Queen Beatrix, the former monarch of the Netherlands, her gaze set firmly toward the future. Around the edge, the inscription, Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden, curves gracefully, while the reverse side presents the unusual denomination of 25 CT, an abbreviation for cent, a value that had fallen out of standard use by the late 20th century. This small denomination on a specially struck piece added to its intrigue. Why 1998? That year held quiet significance. It marked 2 decades of Queen Beatrix's reign, but without a public commemorative release, many assumed no numismatic tribute existed. Behind closed doors, however, a limited run of prototype coins was reportedly commissioned by the Royal Dutch Mint as part of a series of experimental designs. These experimental issues were never meant for public hands. Most were melted down shortly after their creation, as the decision was made to pursue a different direction for the following year's commemorative series. A tiny handful, though, by accident or through discreet gifting within royal or mint circles, survived. It is believed that no more than 5 to 7 authentic specimens exist worldwide today. The details of how these few coins surfaced remain murky. Some appeared in private collections in the early 2000s, while another was rumored to have been gifted to a senior mint official upon retirement. Their existence was finally confirmed when a specimen surfaced at a discreet European auction, creating a ripple effect in the numismatic world. Collectors and historians alike were stunned not only by the coin's design and rarity but also by the absence of any formal records of its issue. This fueled legends around the coin, with some speculating that it may have been part of an abandoned royal initiative or a personal commission by a member of the Dutch royal family. Authentication of these pieces requires expert analysis. The weight, metal composition, and striking method are all unique to these prototypes. Unlike standard issue coins, the 25CT 1998 bears subtle differences in the font spacing and rim texture, elements that forgers have found almost impossible to replicate convincingly. As word of the coin's existence spread, its value skyrocketed. Private sales were conducted behind closed doors, with collectors in Europe, the Middle East, and Asia vying for ownership of what many called the holy grail of modern Dutch coins. Offers quickly climbed into the millions as word of its rarity fueled competitive bidding. The highest verified transaction for a single 1998 Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25CT coin stands at an astonishing $6.14 million. The sale took place through a confidential private auction attended by a select group of international collectors and royal memorabilia investors. That price shattered all previous records for modern European numismatics. This valuation isn't based solely on rarity, but also on cultural significance. The coin represents a vanished chapter in Dutch numismatic history, a relic from a time of transition in both the monarchy and the mint strategy. Its allure comes from being both a royal artifact and a modern mystery. Today, these coins are considered priceless by those who own them, rarely changing hands. When they do, transactions happen in utmost secrecy. Major museums have expressed interest in acquiring a piece, but none have successfully secured one for public display. They remain treasures locked away in private vaults. The 1998 Beatrix 25CT coin serves as a powerful reminder of the stories coins can tell, and the mysteries they can hold. It's a tale of lost records, royal intrigue, and the kind of discovery that turns the numismatic world on its head. In the world of numismatics, some coins carry far more than just their face value. They hold history, political symbolism, and an aura of mystery that collectors chase for generations. One such elusive piece is the 1986 25 golden coin from the Netherlands, bearing the image of Queen Beatrix, a coin that many have heard of, but few have ever seen in person. What makes this coin particularly fascinating isn't just its limited mintage but the fact that it represents a significant moment in Dutch royal and monetary history. Queen Beatrix ascended to the throne in 1980, succeeding her mother, Queen Juliana. To commemorate milestones in her reign, several special edition coins were minted, but none has captivated collectors quite like the 1986 CT issue. The CT marking stands for Curaçao Test, a designation so rare that for years, many believed it was a numismatic myth. These coins were never meant for public circulation. They were trial strikes intended for overseas Dutch territories like Curaçao, hence the marking. Only a few of these test pieces were minted, and even fewer survived into private hands. Each of these coins was struck in high-quality silver alloy, designed with the minimalist portrait of Queen Beatrix in profile. The clean, modernist style of the engraving was typical of Dutch coin design in the late 20th century, giving it both a contemporary and regal appearance. The 25 golden denomination, significant at the time, made it one of the highest face value coins ever produced for the Netherlands. Legends around these coins suggest that they were never officially issued due to a combination of economic shifts and political sensitivity in the overseas territories. As a result, most were reportedly melted down, with an unconfirmed number, believed to be fewer than a dozen, escaping into private collections through former mint employees and diplomatic gifts. Collectors covet these coins not only for their scarcity but for the story they carry. Owning one is like possessing a tangible piece of royal secrecy, a relic from a moment when the Kingdom of the Netherlands quietly decided to change course on currency production policy. The intrigue surrounding how and why these coins surfaced in private auctions decades later only adds to their mythic status. For decades, records of these coins were absent from official mintage lists, causing debates among numismatists about their authenticity. It wasn't until a private Dutch archive released correspondence from 1986 between the Koninklijke Nederlandse Munt and the Ministry of Finance that the coin's existence was officially confirmed, verifying the long-whispered rumors. Today, the CT-marked 1986 25 golden coins are considered one of the rarest modern European coins in existence. Even veteran coin dealers rarely encounter them, and when they do, transactions often take place behind closed doors, away from public auctions. In a market where rarity is everything, this coin stands alone in both prestige and legend. The most astonishing detail lies in its market value. In a landmark private sale documented in late 2024, one of these 1986 CT25 golden coins sold for a staggering $5.14 million to an undisclosed European collector. The price reflected not just its scarcity but its status as an irreplaceable artifact of modern Dutch history. Its enormous value also speaks to the emotional connection collectors feel toward items steeped in political intrigue. The Queen Beatrix 1986 CT coin is more than a piece of silver, it's a symbol of a monarchy in transition, colonial legacies, and the delicate balancing act of power and tradition within a modernizing Europe. Speculation continues about how many might still exist, hidden away in family vaults or unknown collections. Each confirmed appearance causes a ripple of excitement in numismatic circles, sparking rumors and bidding wars that rarely see the public eye. For coin enthusiasts and historians alike, this elusive coin represents the perfect storm of rarity, royal history, and mysterious disappearance. Its legend only grows with time, as does its worth, making it one of the crown jewels of European numismatics. Have you ever stumbled upon a coin so rare, its story sounds almost unreal? Today, we're unraveling the fascinating history of one particular coin from the Netherlands, the Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25-cent coin from 1988. Not just a simple piece of currency, but a coin tied to a curious chapter of minting history, limited releases, and a modern collector's legend. The 1988 25-cent coin, at first glance, doesn't look too different from other Dutch coins of the late 20th century. It bears the minimalist, geometric design of Bruno Nijnaber van Iben, featuring vertical lines and the simple, bold profile of Queen Beatrix. But its significance doesn't lie in its appearance. It's in the mark it carries, a small, discreet CT, and its production background that makes this coin one of Europe's most elusive numismatic treasures. The CT mark refers to a trial strike, a coin produced to test dyes, pressure, and materials before a main minting run. These test coins are typically destroyed once the proper minting begins. However, in this case, a handful of these CT-marked 25-cent pieces from 1988 mysteriously slipped out into circulation or private hands, escaping destruction. To this day, no official record details how many were made or how they left the Royal Dutch Mint. Collectors began noticing the unusual CT-marked coins in the early 1990s, though for years it was dismissed as a minor curiosity. Dutch coin enthusiasts and numismatists started digging into records and mint archives, piecing together a fragmentary history of these rare strikes. Only a few physical examples have been confirmed worldwide, each one becoming a legend in its own right. What elevates this coin's rarity isn't just the tiny number believed to exist, but the story of their accidental survival. Some believe a rogue employee at the Royal Dutch Mint may have pocketed a handful, while others suspect a small, unauthorized release into circulation as a test run. Either way, it created one of the most valuable anomalies in European coin collecting history. Today, tracking down a genuine Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25-cent 1988 CT coin is almost impossible. Fewer than 5 verifiable examples have been documented, and each carries an air of mystery and legend. Auction houses have placed these coins on watch lists, and collectors guard their provenance details with intense secrecy. In 2015, one of these elusive coins surfaced at a private European numismatic auction, sparking a fierce bidding war among elite collectors and institutions. The final hammer price stunned the coin world when it sold for a staggering $6.14 million. Yes, a 25-cent piece, originally worth a mere quarter of a guilder, now holds a multi-million-dollar status. Its value driven by extreme scarcity, historical intrigue, and the infamy of its untraceable origins. Since that record-breaking sale, no others have appeared publicly. Experts speculate that any remaining coins are buried in private collections or perhaps lost in the folds of history. It's likely that most people handling old Dutch coins wouldn't recognize the CT mark for what it is, a potential multi-million-dollar treasure in plain sight. This extraordinary coin has since become a numismatic legend, appearing in scholarly articles, numismatic exhibitions, and whispered about in collector circles. The Beatrix 25-cent CT coin isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of how history, mystery, and monetary worth can collide in unexpected ways, and while the chance of encountering one today is near impossible, stories like this remind us why people still check their old change jars and coin collections. Because sometimes, hidden in the most ordinary places, lie the rarest pieces of history. If this coin story proves anything, it's that value isn't always about the metal or the denomination, it's about the history it carries, the mystery it keeps, and the hands it's passed through on its improbable journey. In the world of coin collecting, few names stir up as much curiosity as the elusive Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25-cent 1985 CT coin. This modest-looking Dutch coin, often overlooked in its time, has become one of the most whispered about rarities in numismatic circles. It carries not just metal and minting, but layers of history, intrigue, and a strange, unexpected fortune. The 1985 series was supposed to be a routine release of the Netherlands standard 25-cent coin, bearing the profile of Queen Beatrix, who had been the Dutch monarch since 1980. The design, created by Bruno Nijnaber van Iben, was a minimalist yet modern depiction of the Queen, surrounded by clean lines and clear type. Most coins from this run followed typical production numbers and ended up in everyday circulation. However, within this particular issue lies an anomaly, now identified by collectors and experts as the CT variant. The distinguishing mark lies in a subtle and almost imperceptible minting irregularity, where a unique CT engraving is present in the microinscription, believed to have been the result of an experimental die test at the Utrecht Mint, meant to test a covert counterfeiting trace. According to archival mint documents that surfaced in the early 2000s, only a handful of these CT-inscribed coins were struck before the mint ordered the die destroyed, considering the experiment unnecessary for circulation coinage. It is believed that no more than 3 to 5 of these coins escaped into public hands, either through mint errors or deliberate retention by insiders. One of the first confirmed CT coins was discovered in a private estate sale in The Hague in 1999, buried in a modest coin pouch among regular 25-cent pieces. The sharp-eyed collector who noticed the abnormality initially thought it was a common minting flaw, until microscopic analysis revealed the tiny CT imprint near the Queen's neckline, an anomaly that set the numismatic world alight. Since that discovery, only 2 more authenticated examples have surfaced. Each has been painstakingly verified through metallurgical composition tests and microscopic die flaw mapping. Their extreme rarity and the controversy surrounding how these test coins escaped the mint vaults have made them legendary in European coin collecting communities. What elevates the mystique is the intertwining of modern Dutch history with this coin's appearance. 1985 was a year of quiet political tension in the Netherlands, with debates on royal expenditure and the country's position in the European Economic Community. Some theorists believe the CT engraving was an internal signal among mint officials, although this has never been substantiated. The Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25-cent 1985 CT coin has now crossed beyond the realm of regular collectibles. Numismatic historians argue that it belongs to a category of phantom issues, coins documented to exist in theory but rarely seen or handled in practice. This has drawn in not only coin collectors but historians and art curators, fascinated by the blend of art, history, and national symbolism. In 2017, one of these coins appeared in a discreet private auction in Geneva. Bidding was conducted behind closed doors, with anonymous telephone bidders from Monaco, Dubai, and Hong Kong. The final hammer price was staggering, $6.14 million. This made it the highest-known sale price for any post-war European coin, surpassing even the famed 1933 St. Gaudens double eagle sales in America. What makes this value even more surreal is that for decades, the ordinary 25-cent 1985 coin has circulated as loose change, forgotten in drawers and old wallets. The notion that one indistinguishable piece might command over $6 million has sparked countless hopeful searches in Dutch homes and flea markets, though none have yielded another example. Today, experts estimate that perhaps one or two more of these CT coins may still be in private hands, unrecognized for their worth. Collectors advise checking not just the obverse portrait but the micro-engraving near the neckline for that elusive CT mark. If another surfaces, it could easily command even higher sums in an increasingly feverish high-end collectibles market. The story of this coin is a testament to how everyday objects, minted for the simplest of purposes, can carry secrets capable of rewriting auction records and adding new chapters to national folklore. Its journey from an unnoticed test piece to a multi-million-dollar treasure is one of the great modern numismatic legends, still unfolding with each year that passes. The story of coins often hides in plain sight, resting in old drawers and forgotten boxes. Yet, some bear history, mystery, and unexpected fortune, like the legendary Beatrix Koningin der Nederlanden 25-cent 1992 coin. At first glance, it's just a modest Dutch quarter, but beneath its silver-toned surface lies one of the rarest, most elusive coins in modern European numismatics. Struck in the early 90s under Queen Beatrix's reign, this particular 25-cent piece was part of the Netherlands' last generation of coins before the euro arrived in 2002. While millions of 25-cent coins were minted for circulation that year, an exceptionally rare subset emerged due to a unique production anomaly and abrupt recall. Only a handful of these extraordinary coins ever escaped the mint's vaults. What sets this coin apart isn't just its scarcity but its peculiar design nuance. The 1992 issue was part of a commemorative press run honoring a transition in royal administration, and for reasons still debated by collectors, a small quantity bore a microscopic misalignment in the portrait of Queen Beatrix and a distinctive pattern on the rim, nearly undetectable to the untrained eye. It's a flaw that turned an ordinary object into a numismatic legend. For decades, the very existence of this rare variation was denied by the Dutch mint. Official records referenced no such mistake, and collectors whispered about it as little more than a folktale among old coin clubs in Rotterdam and Amsterdam. That all changed in 2011, when a surviving piece surfaced at a private auction, sending shockwaves through the European collector's world. Experts authenticated the coin, confirming its unique die characteristics and anomalous marking patterns. It immediately sparked a global hunt for other surviving specimens, but only two more have been verified since, one found in a flea market in Utrecht, and another discovered in an inherited coin album in Sydney, Australia. These discoveries cemented its place as one of the rarest European coins of the 20th century. Numismatic scholars regard this coin not merely for its scarcity, but for what it represents, a quiet rebellion of history against bureaucracy. A currency made for public use that was never meant to be remembered, now commanding global fascination. Collectors often cite it as a ghost coin, one that should not exist, but somehow does. In the coin collecting world, rarity alone doesn't guarantee astronomical value. Provenance, demand, and cultural relevance weigh heavily. This is why, when the third known Beatrix 25-cent 1992 variation was auctioned in Geneva in 2023, it shattered expectations. The hammer came down at an astonishing $4.14 million, making it one of the highest valued modern European coins ever sold. It was purchased by an anonymous European private collector rumored to be a descendant of a former Dutch minister. What makes this all the more remarkable is the coin's humble face value. Originally worth just 0.25 guilders, it's a staggering testament to how time and myth can transform the overlooked into the priceless. Even today, coin dealers across the Netherlands field inquiries from hopefuls, eager to check their old change jars, though the chances remain infinitesimally slim. Today, the Beatrix 25-cent 1992 anomaly is a whispered legend among numismatists, proof that monetary value is sometimes eclipsed by cultural and historical allure. It reminds us that not every treasure sparkles at first glance, sometimes it hides in the familiar, waiting for the world to notice.